In this video, we are going to see how to write recipes automatically for your food blogging website. So let's say that you have got the list of food items in your Google Sheet. Every time a new food item is added there, so you want automatically, with the help of OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in generating human-like content. So with the help of this, you want to generate the recipe for this food item. Then with the help of pixels that provide online videos and images for free, so you have looked for a picture of this particular food item, and finally in WordPress you have created a post along with the image and the content, and then the link of this particular post is again shared in your Google Sheet, so it is updated there as the cell. Now how can you do this? So basically, what is your objective? The moment the food item is added here, automatically the link of this particular post with the image and content should be shared back in your Google Sheet. Now to do this, you will have to set up some integration between these applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Google Sheet, and your action applications OpenAI, Pexel, WordPress, and again Google Sheet. Now how can you do this yourself? Integrate and automate this entire process. To understand that, let me take you to my screen. In this video, I'm going to show you as soon as I write the name of my food item here in my spreadsheet and write the slug, and I click on enter. So this is how it is going to provide me the link of the post where I have created the recipe and also generated the image. So let me show you how. So as I click on this, so here you can see that I had only written the name of the food item, and here it has provided me an image along with the entire ingredients and the recipe for this particular food item. Now how can we do this? To understand that, let's begin. To begin with the process, we are first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of this software. On the right hand side, you can see two tabs, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in. If you are a new user, click on this tab, sign up. It won't take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So now I'm going to click on sign in. And as I do that, here we have reached the all applications page. Let's click on access now for Pabbly Connect, as we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software. Here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab create workflow. I'm going to click on this. Now a dialog box has appeared which is asking me to name this workflow. So you can give any random name. So what is my objective here? My objective is that I want to automatically write recipes for my food blogging website using OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps in creating content. And then with the help of Pexel, which helps in generating online videos and images, I would be adding an image, and then in WordPress, I want to create a post. So this is my objective. I'm going to click on create over here. And now here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, and action is do this. Basically, action here is the response of our trigger application. Now here my first application would be Google Sheets. So I have got these recipes titles in my Google Sheet, and from there I want to generate content. Now the trigger event here would be new or updated spreadsheet row. So every time a new row is added as a new title of the recipe, then this workflow is going to run. So here you can see that I have received a webhook URL which is going to act as a bridge for connecting Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect. I'm going to copy this, and now we have to follow the following steps. So please read this carefully. I'm going to show you how it is to be done. So this is the Google Sheet that I have already created. The name is food recipes. This is the name of my spreadsheet. The name of my sheet is sheet 1, and here I have got the following column fields: food item, slug, and recipe. So the name of the food item is eggless banana pancakes, and so your slug will be eggless banana pancakes with hyphen. Okay, so once this is here, now we have to set up the connection. So I'm going to extensions, and here we are going to go to add-ons, and from there we are going to go to get add-ons. And here we have reached the Google Workspace Marketplace. Let's look for Pabbly Connect webhooks, and here it is. You can see that this has already been installed on my system. So please make sure once you have installed this, you close this window and refresh the page. This is an extremely crucial step. And once you have refreshed this, we are going to wait for a few seconds and then we are going to go back to extensions. And here you would be able to see Pabbly Connect webhooks. Now here we are going to go to initial setup. And here you can see that it has already selected the sheet. The name of the sheet is sheet 1. Now this URL that we have received here, I'm going to copy this, go back to my Google Sheet and paste this over here. Now comes the trigger column. So this is the final data column on which the data is added, and here you can see B column is the final data column where the data is added. So I'm going to write B over here and then click on send test. So as I do that, here you can see that the test data has been sent successfully. Now I'm going to click on submit. So here we can see that the configuration has been set. Let's close this. And there is another important thing that I need to tell, which is when you are here in Pabbly Connect webhooks, you always have to make sure that the send on event has been checked. Now this is important because every time the workflow runs, it is going to send the response only when the send on event has been checked. Now once this is done, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and let's see if we have received the response. Yes, we have received this. This is the name of our spreadsheet, the ID, slug, sheet name, sheet ID, then we have the row index, and then we have the name of the food item. Now once we have received this, my next action application would be OpenAI, with which I'm going to generate content. Now the action event here would be to generate content. Let's click on connect, and here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the OpenAI account. I'm going to click on add new connection. Now to set up this connection, we need the API key. So first you have to log into your OpenAI account. I have already done that. Now I'm going to click on this hyperlink. As soon as I do that, so here you can see we have the option create new secret key. I'm going to click on this and my API key has been generated. Let's copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. So once done, I'm going to click on save to set up this connection, and here you can see that Pabbly Connect is now connected with OpenAI. Once this is done, we have to fill in this information. But before we do that, I'm going to take you to my OpenAI website. So this is an OpenAI website. And as I told you, OpenAI is an artificial intelligence and deployment company that helps you in creating human-like content. It can generate content as well as images. Now here, as I click on API, so here we have reached the API which says that you can build next generation apps with OpenAI's powerful models. And now I'm going to click on login. Once logged in, here you have reached the dashboard of this application. So it has got certain tutorials and examples. We are directly going to go to Playground. And as per the name, this is an extremely interesting space where you can generate content, and it is as easy as eating a piece of cake. So let me show you how. Let's say that you have to write a story on a dog. So when I say write a story on a dog, and I click on submit. As soon as I do that, here you can see that it has automatically started generating a story, which means that this application is definitely a boon for all the content creators out there. So as per OpenAI, you have to review the content first and then you can publish it anywhere. So once this is done, now I'm going to throw some light on the various features that it has got. So first of all, it has got the mode, which is complete, insert, and here we have edit. Then we have models. So it has got different models, and we usually go for Text Da Vinci 003. Why? Because this is the most capable model in the GPT-3 series. It can perform any task the other GPT-3 models can. It can process up to 4,000 tokens per request. So once the model is selected, then comes the temperature. Now temperature here, it controls randomness. So as the temperature approaches 0, so we will expect repetitive data as our response, and as it goes to 1, so we can expect random data. Then comes the maximum length. So the maximum length is the maximum number of tokens to generate. So you can request and use up to 2048 or 4000 tokens shared between prompt and completion. Now what is prompt? I'm going to come back to that later. The exact limit of the number of tokens depends on the model that you're using. One token is roughly 4 characters for normal English text. So if you want to generate a reply for your YouTube comments or your social media comments, so you can choose up to 20 to 30 tokens. And if you wish to write an article or a blog or a story, you can choose up to 250, 500, 800 or 2000 tokens. Now comes the stop sequence. The stop sequence is extremely important because as soon as you write the stop sequence, so it stops generating further tokens. So let's say that my stop sequence is // single hashtag. You can create your own. Now we have got the top P, frequency penalty and presence penalty. Frequency penalty decreases the model's likelihood to repeat the same line verbatim. Presence penalty increases the model's likelihood to talk about new topics. Now here OpenAI can generate multiple completion server side and displays only the best. So you can go from 1 to 10 and let's say that I selected 3. So it is going to generate 3 responses out of which it is going to show me the best one. Now comes the prompt. So I'm going to click on view code and here you can see this. Here is the prompt. A prompt basically is the instruction that you have provided on the basis of which it has generated the content. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and here first we are going to select the model. Once done, now the prompt. So I'm going to write the recipe of, and now here I'm going to map the data. Mapping means that I already have this data in my previous step and I'm just going to retrieve it here. And how do I do it? So see, as I click here, it is going to show me the previous step and this is the food item that I want. So write the recipe of this. So this is going to be my prompt. And now the maximum number of tokens, let's say it is 250 tokens. Then we have the sampling type. So we have got 2 options, temperature sampling and nucleus sampling. So since we need random data, so we are going to go ahead with temperature sampling. Now the sampling value, so this can vary between 0 to 1 and if I leave this blank, it is going to take the default value which is 0.7. So I'm going to leave this blank. The same thing goes with presence penalty and frequency penalty. They range between -2 to 2 and I'm going to leave them blank and it is going to take the default value which is 0. Now the stop sequence was // single hashtag and best of. So let's say I want 2 responses and now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here we have received the API response and here you can see that this here is our recipe. Now once we have received this, what do I want? I want a relevant image for my recipe. So I'm going to add another action step and this time the application is Pexels. Let's click on this. So this is an application that can generate online images and videos. Now the action event here would be to search for photos. Let's click on connect. So it is again asking me to connect with Pexels account. So I'm going to click on add new connection. And again here we need the API key. I have already logged into my Pexels account. I'm going to click on this hyperlink. And this is my API key. So I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Once done, let's click on save. So here we can see that Pexels is now connected with Pabbly Connect and now we are going to map the information required. So the query, for the query, I'm going to go to step 1 and this is my query. So I want images related to this. The orientation, so you can select, I want it in landscape, then size, large, color, I'm not going to put any. You can select a color if you wish to. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here we have received the response. So this is our image. Let me show you the image that we have just received. I'm going to open this in a new tab. And this is a yummylicious image of banana pancakes. So once we have received this, now what is my objective? I want to create a post on WordPress. So my action application now would be WordPress. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be to create a post. Let's click on connect. So again, we are going to select add new connection as Pabbly Connect wants to connect itself with WordPress account. And here we need the username or email, password and base URL. So you have to enter here the username and password with which you have opened your account. So I'm going to fill in the details here. So once I have entered the username and password, here we have to enter the base URL. So let me take you to my WordPress account. HTTP, this here is my base URL. So I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste this over here. Let's click on save to set up this connection. So here you can see that WordPress is now connected with Pabbly Connect. Now we have to fill in this information. First of all, the post type. So I am here creating a post. So if you're creating a page or a media, you can select as you want. Now I'm going to click on post. Now what is the post title? So it would be eggless banana pancake. So I'm going to write recipe for eggless banana pancake. So this is the title. Now post content. So here I want to add the image and then I want to add the content, which means the recipe that I have generated in the above step. So to enter the image, here we have to enter the HTML for the image, which is this. Okay, so here you have to enter the image link. So I'm going to delete this and now I'm going to go to step 3 and let's look for the image. So here is the original image. I'm going to copy this. So this here is the image. Once I've entered the image, now I want the content. So I'll go to step 2 and this is my recipe. So once this is done, now the slug. For this, I'm going to go to step 1 and here is the slug. Then I'm going to leave this blank excerpt and then we have the status. So what do I want to do? I want to keep it as a draft or publish. So I'm selecting publish. Now comes the category IDs. So here is going to go for uncategorized ID. Now the tag. So if you want to give it a tag, you can do that. I'm going to go for testing. Then we have featured media ID. So I'm going to leave this blank. So first I have toggled this towards the right and now I'm going to delete this. So this is used when you have an existing media file in the account and you want to take it here. Now comes the format. So I'm going to go ahead with the standard format, ping status open, comment status open, author ID. So let it be admin. And then we have got the sticky. So whether or not the post should be treated sticky. So I don't want it to be treated as sticky. So I have selected false. And now enter the password to protect access to the content and excerpt. Now since this is an open file, I do not need a password. I'm going to click on save and send test request. Okay, and here you can see that we have received the API response, which basically means that now a post should be created in WordPress. Let me take you there. I'm going to go to post, all posts. And here is the recipe, eggless banana pancakes. Let's click on this. So here you can see that yes, we have the image and then we have our recipe, which basically means that till now our integration is a success. Now what do I want? I want a link of this WordPress, this post to be embedded back in my Google Sheet. So now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, add another action step over here. And here I'm going to again look for Google Sheets. Let's click on this. And the action event here would be, now I want to update the cell value. So I'm going to go here and let's click on connect. So I'm going to here go ahead with the existing connection. And now, first of all, select spreadsheet. So what is the name of my spreadsheet? Food recipes. Let's click on this. And here you can see that it has already selected the name of the sheet. Now we have to enter the range. So the range has to be column name and row index. So here, what is the column name? It is C. So I'm going to write C. And then the row index, for this I'm going to go to step 1 and this is the row index. Done. Now the value. For this value, I'm going to go to WordPress and here we have to enter the link. So as I take you down here, this is the link. Okay, so let's click on this and now click on save and send test request. So once this is done, let me take you back to food recipes and here you can see that we have received the link. So let's open this and check if this is the right one. And yes, here we have the image along with the recipe. This basically means that our integration process is a complete success, but we also need to check this in real. So what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to add another food item. Let's say it is blueberry cheesecake. Okay, and now let me just format this. so that it is absolutely clear to you. Now, how do we write the slug? So it is written like this in small letters, hyphen and cheesecake. Okay. So once this is done, the moment I have entered this, what should happen? Automatically the content should be generated, and here we should receive the link of the recipe. And here you can see that we have received the recipe. Let's look at this. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. And here it is. So this is our blueberry cheesecake, and here we have the recipe. Now, isn't that fantabulous? So I guess that we are absolutely okay with this and we have understood the process. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand what we have done. So here our trigger application was Google Sheets, where the event was new or updated spreadsheet row. Then our action application, first action application is OpenAI, where we had generated the content. Then with the help of Pexels, we had searched for photos. Then our action application was WordPress, where we had created a post. And then our final action application was Google Sheet, where we had updated the cell value. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start processing immediately. If in case you have any specific integration that you wish to work on, you can always write to us. Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.